The template for success is your greatest reward. This is really the ultimate clarity for one who is a entrepreneur or a person who simply wants to increase their income and free themselves, quite possibly, from a job or a work environment that they hate. Let me give you an example so that you can grasp some numbers. Once you have come up with the idea, whatever it is you want to put into the marketplace. But before I say that, if you don't know what you need to put into the marketplace, let me suggest that you go to these two websites and look them over very carefully and look at the people who are there and the kind of money that they make. Go to Udemy, UDEMY.com, and look at all of the people who are giving courses and teaching classes on just about every subject you can possibly imagine. And then go to Fiverr, Fiverr.com, and look at all of the people providing services. Between those two platforms, if you have some skill that you can offer or change or alter a little bit to make it into something unique and to be able to offer it to people and provide the best service, and you can hang in there and learn how to master that platform. No shortcuts, and give exceptional value, especially for creative people. And giving value, you can earn more sources of income than you can wrap your mind around. And that's just those two platforms. There are many others, many other sources. We will cover that later. But my point is simple. Let's say that you wanted to market your products and services to as many people as you think you can. You can go right to Fiverr and choose people with very high ratings, especially top sellers, or people who have at least 700 to 1,000 or more jobs that they've completed. These are people who are experienced, who's been there for a while, and whose services is very respected by most of the buyers that come to use their service. So you want to look at them first, not the people who have 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 or 12 services. No, you want to go to those who have proven themselves that they can get the job done, that they can provide what they really offer. Okay? Now let's say that you want to get your product or service out to as many people as possible. Well, you've got the choice to choose people who have 500,000 subscribers to their social media platforms, people who have 300,000. And you can choose the top people of that caliber until you can comprise about 1 million to 2 million or more of the best people, provided you have a budget to do that. And they're not expensive, so you can take a basic budget, let's say, if you can afford it, $300. Let's just start with $300 and run your first campaign. And of course, you have to be really organized to run an effective campaign, meaning marketing, advertising, promoting your product, services, or goods. Now, imagine this. Let's say you have one product that costs, let's say, $12, and the product is valuable and in demand in the marketplace. Maybe it isn't, maybe it's partially, but you're putting it out there with such a unique flavor in your copy, your campaign, that you can create a viral situation with your product or service, right? And there are people on Fiverr who can help you do that too, as well as Udemy. In fact, I would say give yourself a few months of deep study on Udemy and Fiverr so that when you are ready to launch your campaign, you will be very well prepared. You see? By taking some courses in social media marketing, how to run effective ads, how to produce excellent copy. Now, I'm not saying you're going to be proficient in all of that right away. So you want to hire people who are while you're developing your own skills. See, that's the good thing about Fiverr and Udemy. They both balance each other out. One provide classes on how to do it. The other provide services from people who can do it. All right? Now, let's say that you have 2.4 million people from the various contractors who have, let's say, collectively that many people in their social media network. And let's say that they blast out your video or your web page link, your sales page link. You don't need your website. You need to have a website link of your sales page because you don't want them having to navigate through a website. No, you want a sales page with your products and services right there with the copy and description, video, explainer video, whatever you need so that they can go there and buy and keep it moving. You don't want anyone having to navigate through a website when you're trying to sell specific items. Remember that, okay? So, let's say you get 2.4 million people who get a blast out and may watch your article or look at your website or video or whatever that link is that will be promoted by those sellers on Fiverr. Well, let's say that of that 2.4 million, only 1% actually click your link and buy something. Think about that. 1%. If that product is $12 and 1% of those people click that link and actually buy it, more might click it and just read it and keep going. If the copy is good enough, it might catch their attention. It's got to be something valuable that's needed in the market. Now remember, got to bring value. You know, be clear about what value is and how you can solve a problem by putting that information out there. You know, your link, your product, your service has got to be doing something that solves major problems. Small, large, in between, but it has to do something that brings value to people, that makes people's lives easier, or something that they do, or some problem that has not been resolved. You've got to be able to produce a product or service of that nature. Now, 1% click and buy. Can you imagine what that would be like? Let's say after your expenses that you only make $9.99 from 1% of 2.4 million eyes or viewers. Do you know that that would be almost $250,000? Yeah, $250,000. And even if you divided that by 2, it would still be over 100,000. And even if you divided that again, it would still be 80+ thousand. And even if you divide that again, it would still be 40-something thousand. And even if you divide it again, it's 20-something thousand. Do you see my point? Get up and learn. Stop being afraid to learn something new. It is a saying that the future is for those who will be able to relearn, rethink, readapt. Not for those who want to hold on to the past or do not want to take a chance to learn something more to expand their synaptic connections in the brain. That's what you want to do. That's how you stay young. You keep learning. You keep growing. If you commit yourself to adding that other extra helping hand to your life, to your financial circumstances, you can change the very course of your life. But as I said in the podcast before this, you must focus get clear in your mind what you would like to accomplish and what you want your life to be, you must feel it deeply. Imagine yourself in it, just like if you were looking at a movie. Imagine yourself being that which you most want for yourself. Take that idea and write it down. Yes, write it down. Become obsessed with it. Focus